The Aes Sedai, or the Servants of All, are an all-female order of channelers. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and just tuck in your braid. Let's get into more detail, shall we? The Aes Sedai are so much more than just channelers. They're warriors, philosophers, priests, scholars, diplomats, and healers, though each individual Aes Sedai specializes in just one field. All Aes Sedai though are skilled in the use of the One Power, that is the female half of the One Power, Saida. So, how does one become an Aes Sedai in the first place? This process begins when a woman with the ability to channel is discovered by agents of the White Tower in the city of Tawelon, where the Aes Sedai are based out of. This process from beginning to end is extremely selective. The Aes Sedai value strength in the power and loyalty to the White Tower above all. Because of these criteria, generally women with a high amount of strength in Saida and women below the age of 18 are generally preferred. Now that this young woman in our example has been chosen as a potential Aes Sedai, they have to ascend through 2 ranks before they can finally be considered for the final promotion to full Aes Sedai status. The first of these 2 ranks is the rank of Novice. Novices have a hard and austere life ahead of them. The Aes Sedai work them to the bone in order to instill the values of discipline and perfectionism. Novices are forbidden to channel unless given explicit permission and supervision from an Aes Sedai master. And when they do channel, the Aes Sedai have exacting standards for performance. Now, as if this intense training regime was not draining enough, novices are also expected to do menial chores around the White Tower for the Aes Sedai, and also they have to study the Old Tongue, the language of nobility, as well as the histories and present politics of their world. The Aes Sedai will not tolerate one of their own to be ignorant. When novices aren't working though, they don't have much in the way of amenities to enjoy. They have to take their meals quickly and quietly in the refectories and have to share small Spartan dorms with each other. They can't even leave the tower grounds on holidays. After about a decade of this intense training, novices have been considered to reach their full potential in Saida, and they can be considered for the promotion to the next rank, Accepted. The test involves a powerful terangrial from the Age of Legends. This tests the inner fears of the novices who are subjected to it. The test is actually quite dangerous. Some novices have been hurt and even killed by this test, and more disturbingly, some have completely vanished, never to be seen again. Despite all the dangers, the Aes Sedai considers this test to be absolutely necessary. Any novice who refuses to take the test thrice or tries to stop the test during it is expelled immediately. If the novice passes the test, then they are raised to the rank of Accepted and awarded the golden serpent-shaped ring of the Aes Sedai order. This ring is traditionally worn on the left hand on the 3rd finger. Being raised to the rank of Accepted comes with a whole host of new responsibilities. Accepted also have to train new novices, they have to help the Aes Sedai with their tasks, and they have to pursue their own studies independently on their own time. That being said, being raised to the rank of Accepted also comes with a few kickbacks. They can now visit the city of Tawelon on their free time, and they don't have to do chores anymore. Also, they're given much more comfortable rooms in the tower. Accepted are required to undergo a decade of these studies before they are considered for the final promotion to full Aes Sedai. Though some Accepted who are particularly talented may find themselves being considered for promotion much earlier than that. The test to become Aes Sedai is a top secret, and no Aes Sedai who has undergone the test ever speaks of it. After an Accepted has been raised to the status of Aes Sedai, they are awarded their shawl and are made to swear 3 oaths upon a terangrial. These oaths are to speak no word that is not true, to make no weapon which may be used by one man to kill another, and to never use the One Power as a weapon. except in the case of extreme self-defense against dark friends and shadow spawn. This oath is literally binding, as once sworn, the Aes Sedai cannot physically break them, try she might. That being said, the clever Aes Sedai have found many workarounds to that first oath in particular, as the truth an Aes Sedai speaks can be as deceiving as any lie. The ability to outright lie is not the only side effect of this oath. Aes Sedai appear to curiously stop aging after they take this oath. Now that this woman has received her ageless face, serpent ring, and shawl, she is ready to choose which Aja she will serve under. This choice is completely up to personal preference, and generally a woman serves under one Aja all her life. There's no rule technically against switching Ajas, but it's still generally frowned upon. An Aes Sedai has 7 choices when it comes to Ajas. If she is an inquisitive sort of person, then she may choose the blue Aja. They are the eyes and ears of the White Tower, and it's their job to maintain the network of informants and spies who keep the Aes Sedai informed of all the goings on in the wider world. Though in reality that means the blues are informed of what's going on in the wider world, and they decide how much of the information they share with their Aes Sedai sisters. If she's more into sharing remedies rather than secrets, she would join the Yellow Aja, as they specialize in using the One Power to heal injuries and cure diseases. They treat people who travel to Tavalon as well as go out into the world looking for patients. If she's more into dealing damage than healing it, then she will be inclined to join the Green Aja, also known as the Battle Aja. The Green specialize in fighting Shadowspawn and enemy dreadlords, and they are sent into the Blight to aid the Borderlanders in their perpetual struggle against the forces of the Dark One. And they are always preparing for Tarmankaiden, the last battle. Some women wield words like a weapon, and they would be ideal for the Grey Aja, the diplomats of the White Tower. They act as ambassadors, observers, negotiators, and peacekeepers, and they are sent out by the White Tower to negotiate treaties and settle disputes amongst the many nations. Those women who would rather keep arguments going instead of settling them would be more suited towards the White Aja. They are the intellectuals and philosophers of the White Tower, and they dedicate their lives towards understanding the grand pattern woven by the wheel of time. Other women of an intellectual bent may prefer to join the Brown Aja, who are the record keepers and historians of the White Tower. Their archives contain the most complete history of the world, from the Age of Legends to the current day. All women who study the histories know that it was men driven insane by the tainted Poseidon who brought about the end of the Age of Legends. To prevent this from ever happening again, there exists the Red Aja. It's their job to scour the world for male channelers and gentle them before they can cause too much damage. The 7 Ajas generally do their own thing, yet they all report to one superior, the de facto matriarch of Tavalon, the Armelin seat. The Armelin rules for life, and upon her death, the Hall of the Tower convenes, and the sitters, the most powerful Aes Sedai for each Aja, elect a new member from amongst themselves. This election heavily favors strength in the One Power, and generally the Armelin is the strongest amongst all the Aes Sedai. The Aes Sedai take this Saida-based hierarchy very seriously, as it underpins just about every interaction between them, since every Aes Sedai is automatically aware of the power level of any other Aes Sedai in her presence. As such, every Aes Sedai is expected to defer to the Aes Sedai stronger than herself, in a chain of command running from the weakest Aes Sedai right up till the Armelin herself. Armelins and other powerful women aside, there are men who serve the Aes Sedai order as well, but in a military capacity. There are 2 separate groups, the first being the Tower Guard, who acts as both the police and the army of Tavalon, and secondly, there are the Warders, the elite bodyguard of the Aes Sedai. The Warders are some of the most disciplined, skilled, and elite fighters in the world. many bearing the rank of Blade Master, with their swords marked with herons to show the world their status as the best of the best. As if their prodigious skill weren't enough, the Warders are also further enhanced by the One Power, courtesy of the Aes Sedai. This is through the use of a weave of spirit that creates a bond between the Aes Sedai and a Warder. This bond pushes the skills of the Warder beyond its natural limit. They can endure more, survive wounds that would otherwise kill them, they need less rest and recover faster, and their enhanced speed and strength make them near unbeatable in single combat. Their enhanced senses serve them well against the Shadow, as they can sense the very presence of Shadow Spawn. This bond does come with a few side effects though. For one, a bonded Aes Sedai and a Warder can always sense each other's presence, how far away they are and in which direction, and it creates an empathic link between them. They can always tell what the other is feeling at any moment. All of this enhances the Warder in his role as a bodyguard, but it comes with one major drawback. If a bonded Aes Sedai is killed, then her Warder goes berserk and does not long outlive her. The bond between an Aes Sedai and her Warder is incredibly intimate. Aes Sedai at most only bond one Warder ever. The White and Brown Arjas rarely bond, as they mostly never leave the White Tower, and the Red Arja has historically never bonded except in one case. Most Warders serve with the Green Arja, with multiple Warders bonding with a single Aes Sedai, as they naturally fit in with the Battle Arja. The Blues, the Greys, the Yellows usually take on one Warder as a minimum, as their duties usually require them to travel extensively. The Reds in theory could benefit greatly from bonding Warders, as they are required to subdue dangerous male channelers. Yet, almost all are completely against the idea of bonding at all. Aes Sedai are not the only channelers in the world of the Wheel of Time, and I plan on covering other groups as well, so stay tuned. As a final question, which Arja would you join if you could? Let me know down in the comments. The link to my other pages are in the description. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you all later. Peace.